Who can suggest something for them? They need something. They need something right away.
They're going to the races.
They're going to the races. We're in Saratoga. That's perfect.
I was thinking monster trucks, but that's
We'll have a few monster trucks. It might freak the horses out a bit, but all right. So we're going to the races, and we're doing a yes and story. So everybody says yes and. That's the first thing that comes out of your mouth. Yes and. Because you listened, you picked something up, you're going to use it, and you're going to give a new thing. Everybody got that? Let's see how well you do with it. You're at the races, and yes and, begin the story.
So, if we're at the races, don't the monster trucks scare the horses? You would think that the monster trucks would scare the horses all away, but these horses are trained especially well.
Yes, yes, yes. And now that these horses are trained especially well, that they pull the monster trucks. Yes, and not only do they pull the monster trucks, the very skilled ones drive the monster trucks. Yes, and sometimes when they do flips, they start to do the bunny hop when they land.
Yes, and when they land after doing the bunny hop, they start to do froggy hops with the trucks.
Yes, and when they get out of those froggy hops, they get out of the truck and run around the track all day.
Yes, and they also do kangaroo hops.
After those kangaroo hops, they are very tired, so they go rest by driving the monster trucks around town again. And once they're done driving the monster trucks all around town, they just drink tons of Gatorade.
Yes, and then when they're finished with that Gatorade, they start spitting it out at pedestrians, Texas style. Yes, and once they're done spitting, they go outside and start playing football, American style. Yes. And when they get tackled, they start to do the bunny hop again.
Yes, and when they're doing the bunny hop, they look so funny when they're in their football gear and everything. Oh, that is a sight to see. It's a knee slapper.
Yes, so even the newscasters come down. They feel mad, and that's the best show all week.
Yes, and those newscasters once saw a bunny with all that football gear on.
And they almost thought that bunny was a horse because, if let's see, there are horses in football gear doing bunny hops, and there's a bunny in football gear doing bunny hops. They're the same thing. It practically blended right in, all with those horses, and they got so tired.
Yes, so those newscasters, they were like, hey, bunnies, horses, news. So they said, you know what? Let's make our own football game. And so then it was horses and bunnies against newscasters. That was a sight to see. Yes, and let me tell you, if you were at that game, you would see some interesting creatures because the horses collided with the bunnies, and you would see horses with little tails and giant ears. You're like, whoa. Yes, and sometimes the newscasters got kicked in the face and their heads chopped off.
Yes, and with those newscasters' heads chopped off, it was only horses and bunnies playing, and then it wasn't on the news anymore because the newscasters were all decapitated.
Yes, and the pedestrians started to get real antsy without their news on every day.
Yes, and then the pedestrians started losing all their body parts.
Yeah, and I heard there was a one-legged, one-armed pedestrian that went over and he filmed the news. After that, he retired because he was sick of that. And then the one bunny started filming all the news for the people. And that one bunny filming all the news was all like, whoa, how do I work this thing? And he had a camera, had no idea what to do with it.
Yeah, and so then the bunny thought that that camera was just another bunny in a football uniform, so he started kicking it, and it was getting kicked all over the field.
And so, if you were watching News Channel 6, you would just see a bunny foot just kicking the camera for 2 hours straight.
Yeah, and when the bunny was kicking the camera for 2 hours straight, people started to get mad at the TV because they thought it wasn't working, so they kicked it even more.
Yes, and with those kick TVs, there was obviously no news on, plus the news was only the bunny kicking the camera anyway, so people got real mad, and they went down there and they complained.
But the TV company's real happy with people buying new TVs.
Then the TV companies started getting a lot of money, and then they were really happy.
Yes, and I heard at the very end of everything, the whole field was all just dirt on top of dirt. So finally, one of the horses decided, this is my responsibility. So what he did was take one of the monster trucks and drove it across the field, and it was all grass again.
Yes, and once it was all grass again, the newscasters started coming back, the newly hired ones, because all the other ones were decapitated. Once they started coming back, the news was on again.
Yes, and sad story and fictional story. The end.
All right. Very good.